I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to do a baking series. I'm clearly not that good at it. Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. We are here for another Sweet Tooth Sunday where I am baking up some sort of holiday goodie in my kitchen, although still debating on doing drinks for one of them because, I mean, it's still a sweet tooth, but it's not. I mean, it's in my kitchen. I make the drinks in my kitchen. Anyways, today we are going to be doing cookies again, just like we did last week. Last week we tested homemade versus store-bought. So we did peanut butter blossoms, and I made one batch totally from scratch, flour, butter, the whole 9 yards. And then I did one batch from a package that I bought from the store. Turns out the packaged one was better, at least the way that I made them. There were a couple operator errors. If you want to check out that video, I will link it below. We had our taste tester, Sam, blind taste them, not knowing which one was which, and give his opinion. And he actually got them right too. Today, we are going to be baking one type of batter and doing it 4 different ways. So I learned this from watching Happily Housewife's Vlogmas from last year, where she talked about this amazing cake batter, like sugar cookie base recipe that she uses. So she makes this recipe and then she'll split it apart into different chunks, and then she will do snickerdoodles, M&M cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and then these confetti cookies where you put sprinkles in them. Unfortunately, my grocery store only had rainbow sprinkles, no Christmas sprinkles. So, although, well, they probably have Christmas sprinkles somewhere else. I just didn't go look. So ours are just gonna be rainbow sprinkles, but I still think baking in general is a holiday thing. And I think that this is a really great tip or trick to making a bunch of different types of cookies without doing as much work. So what I'm gonna do today is 2 batches of this batter, and then each one I'm gonna split in half and do one of those 4 kinds that we talked about. And then my goal is to make 4 plates of cookies with these 4 different types of cookies. I'm hanging out with 3 friends tomorrow, and I wanna take each of them a plate of cookies, and then of course have one for Sam. So let's get right into it. The recipe that she posted is from some blog. I will link it below, but it is very simple. It is literally a package of cake batter, that's the base cake batter, and then like eggs, oil, and vanilla, and baking soda. That's it. I mean, I say that's it. There's still a couple ingredients, but it's still very easy. It's a lot easier than the from scratch stuff. And from what she has said, it tastes delicious. So first things first, we're gonna make the base batter and then decide which 2 types of cookies I'm gonna do first. So once again, it tells me to mix the dry ingredients in their own bowl first. And for dish's sake, I'm not gonna do that. Plus there are only 2 dry ingredients. That just seems silly in my opinion. So the first step is going to be to whisk together the wet ingredients. So we have 2 eggs. Hopefully I can avoid shells this week. And then we have, oh my gosh, why is anybody letting me do this? Okay, moving on. So we need a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Might be a smidge overkill given that I'm going to be mixing sweet things in there, but following the recipe. And then we need a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. It says you could also use coconut oil if you're trying to, no, there's a lot more health benefits, I think, than vegetable oil. And it says to whisk all of this together. Okay, and then it says add the cake mixture, which is just the cake and the baking soda, and then stir to form a dough. So let's cut this baby open. Oh, it smells so good. I love cake batter. Like if there's ever a cake batter flavor ice cream somewhere, like that's what I get. Okay, and then we need 1 full teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda. I have made that mistake once or twice in my life. Okay, and then it just says stir. Like I said last week, I kind of wish I had one of those wooden things. And I actually did check my grocery store for one, because you know some grocery stores have like kitchen items, but mine did not. That's a New York City problem, I think. So again, I'm just going to use a normal spoon. So it says that this recipe should make 28 to 30 cookies, which means I should have 14 to 15 of each kind is sort of the goal. Now she did mention maybe letting this sit in the fridge for a little bit if it's too sticky. We'll see. Because it's already looking a little sticky. Like last week I went in with my hands to finish off the dough, but I'm a little nervous to do that with this dough. think I pretty much got this done, but I think I am gonna let it sit in the fridge for, I mean, maybe 5-10 minutes just to let it get a little bit less soft in order to actually make the cookies. Because once I mix in something else, it's just gonna make it even harder. So, okay, while that one is hardening, I'm gonna go ahead and make the other batch. I know that I don't actually have another proper mixing bowl. This is like a chip bowl for a party. Like that's what I use this for, but I think it will do the job because I like seeing the size or the amount of the batter in the other one, it's not a ton. And because I'm not using an electric mixer, I don't think I need the high sides of the bowl like I did in the other one. You know what I mean? Because like stuff isn't going to go everywhere because I'm not mixing anything. So I think I can get away with just using this bowl. And then it does mean a little bit more dishes, but at least it gets me doing something while that dough is softening, and then I can work with that dough while this one, not softening, like I'm hardening, and then I can work with that dough and make cookies while this one is hardening. I think one of the things I'm gonna try before is I'm gonna try breaking it up in the bag, and I think that might make it a little bit easier if those little like pockets are broken up before I put them in here. Okay, the dough is in a much better place than it was before. So we are going to split it in half. I'm trying to get it all out, although I don't mind licking the bowl. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like nothing's gonna change. So I'm gonna put one in there. And then actually we'll use this one as like our mixing bowl. Okay, I'm gonna do the sprinkles first just because I feel like it. The recipe, like the actual one that would have done the whole thing called for a cup. So it says, like it makes sense to use a half a cup but oh yeah, I made a mess. That's like the whole thing, but I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna do this with my hands just so that it's a little bit more gentle. Holy moly, it's a lot of sprinkles. This would have been cool if they had been red and green, but that's all right. We can pretend that they're just for like someone's birthday. Okay. Okay, well while my hands are dirty, let me see if I can grab the pan. This week I am doing parchment paper because, well, we saw kind of what happened last week with my burned bottoms, and that's what the recipe says. So, and then I'm also going to try to not make as large of cookies. Somebody in the comments said to get a cookie scoop, and yes, that would have been the solution. But that did not happen between last week and this week. I did not get a wooden spoon. I did not get a cookie scoop. Supposedly this should make 14 to 15 cookies. But I guess we'll see. I think if I do the same like 3-2, 3-2 like I did last week, I think I ended up with 13 per sheet, which would be fine. Because then that's like, you know, 3 of each type of cookie on each of my plates that I talked about. And then 1 for me. 1 for you, 1 for me. Okay, while those are baking, let's go ahead and stick with the colorful theme and do some M&M cookies. I wasn't sure how many M&Ms you needed since, I mean, the recipe is for the confetti cookies with the sprinkles and then use the dough to make other stuff. So I actually got 2 of these like big sharing size bags. We'll just whirl. Gonna add some and then see how it looks and see if we need more. It's really loud. I kind of want more, but I might just like stick them into the cookies because this is a lot harder than it looks and they keep falling. And the dough definitely got sticky. I should have stuck it back in the fridge while I was working on the sprinkle cookies next time. So I started to smell something burning and I opened up my oven and the parchment paper was burning. So I had made it way too big and my oven is pretty small and so it was like burning against the side. So I took the cookies out, I trimmed around the edge of the parchment paper and stuck them back in. So hopefully I can salvage this batch of cookies. Okay, so this time we're gonna make sure that the parchment paper is not too wide. Also, I really only have one large cookie sheet, and so it needs to cool down still a little bit from the other cookies. But I figured if I just make the cookies and plop them on the parchment paper, then I can just transfer this whole thing to the pan. So let's get started. I stuck the M&M cookies back in the fridge for a little bit while the sprinkled ones were cooking. So I also think I'm gonna stick some extra M&Ms in them after I roll them, where it looks like they need some extra M&Ms, because you can never have too many M&Ms. I am a huge chocoholic. Do you have a sweet tooth? Let me know in the comments. Are you a sweet tooth? Are you a savory tooth? If you are a sweet tooth, are you chocolate, or do you prefer other things? I also really, really love caramel. That's like one of my favorite flavors, but man, I can't get away from chocolate. And as we learned last week, chocolate and peanut butter together. Also, poor Sam. I went and handed him this bag of M&Ms and was like, oh, I have extra M&Ms. You can eat them. And then I remembered that I wanted to stick some on the cookies. So I went back in the bedroom and said, just kidding, I need it back. Can I have the bag back? And he was like, what? All right, I think I'm gonna have more than 13 of these. And I think it's, I mean, it makes sense because I took the same amount of batter, but on the other one I added tiny little sprinkles, and on this one I added large M&Ms, so it definitely expanded the amount of batter. So I could make 2 more. Do I think I could squeeze 1 more row on here? Let's see if we can move this over to the, whoa. All right, maybe this wasn't the best idea I had today. Okay, well, okay. We're just gonna have to spread them back out. Perfect. These look so yummy. Let's put a couple more M&Ms in this one. Okay, now it's time to mess with this other dough that has had a lot of extra time now to sit and get cool. Well, it is still sticky on the bottom a little bit, but it's all right. It's the same thing. We're just gonna ball it up and cut it in half. I don't know if that's quite half, but that's okay. Okay, and then we're gonna do some chocolate chip. I know that typically you do semi-sweet chocolate chips, but I decided to go milk chocolate. You know, I live once. Once again, we're gonna just play it by ear and see how many chocolate chips we really need. Okay, it got really sticky again while I was doing this. I don't know what happened. It was just my hands were really warm, but I'm gonna have to stick this in the fridge for a little bit before I can try and make cookies out of it. Okay, what do we have? The M&M ones are in the oven. The chocolate chip ones are in the fridge. I'm going to make the mixture for the snickerdoodle. I literally just Googled it, and it said 2 tablespoons of sugar mixed with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. That's like the ratio that they recommend, so. Whoa, has this cinnamon really never been opened? I feel like I've had this forever. Weird. All right. I'm doing heaping teaspoons because I like my snickerdoodles cinnamony. All right, that should be enough given that we're only doing half of that batter. Okay, while the M&M cookies cool and the pan cools, I'm gonna do the same thing with the snickerdoodles that I did with the M&Ms and go ahead and just make them. Oh, that one is not totally mixed. Go ahead and just make them on the parchment paper. It was okay. I mean, obviously they all rolled apart, but then I was able to separate them again, you know. I don't think I'm gonna quite get a 13th out of this, but it makes sense because I didn't add anything to make this batter go further. Okay, let's try this again. Oh. Did you see that? Major skills. Okay, last but not least, the chocolate chip. I feel like this is the world's longest bake with me. Although last week was pretty long too, because we had the taste testing at the end. I guess I could have Sam taste test and tell me which one he likes the best. Oh, this is much better now that it's been sitting in the fridge. Okay. I also have been eating and snacking on the batter and the treats along the way. I've had a bite of each one that's come out of the oven so I can have it while it's hot, because nothing quite beats like a hot out of the oven cookie. All right, that is a wrap. I'm putting the last couple of cookies on each plate. I kind of wish I'd put a little bit more chocolate chips in the chocolate chip ones. Like, they're good, but some of them are lacking on the chocolate chips, but that's okay. So these 3 in the front are for my friends. So there's 3 of each kind of cookie, which I think just looks super cute and festive. And then we have Sam's that he's already sort of come and picked out. And then we have mine with 1 bite of each of the cookies. I took 1 bite when they were fresh out of the oven. And I think even with not enough chocolate chips, the chocolate chip one is still my favorite. I am really glad I went with the milk chocolate. So yeah, these are, I think they turned out really cute. And the batter was so easy. I mean, to be honest, because I have such a small kitchen, the hardest part was having to wait for the dough to harden or for the pan to cool, because I didn't have more than 1 pan, or I didn't have more than 1 oven, or even more than 1 oven rack that kind of worked. I have a second oven rack, but it is too close to the top. I don't know if you can move them around. I haven't really checked. But if I was in like my parents' oven with either 2 ovens or 2 oven racks and lots of options for dishes, I think it would have been even easier and even faster. So, but I think they turned out great. The cookies taste great, and I'm excited to give these little gifts. And let's actually go see if Sam wants to. I didn't think he was still going to be here when I was done. Let's see if he wants to try the last batch and then tell us which one he likes the best. All right, once again, we have our taste tester extraordinaire. He's already tasted some of them, so this is a little bit cheating because he already had 1. Well, I don't know. No, you didn't have a snickerdoodle. You had the other 2, though.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try the snickerdoodle or the chocolate chip, whatever. You just have, those are the 2 you haven't tried yet.
Well, I can try all of them again.
Okay, try all of them again.
Because why not?
Gives you an excuse to eat cookies. Well, those are going to be the best because they're warm.
Chocolate chip.
You're so good at being on camera.
No, I think one thing that you did really well was the texture of the cookie. No, seriously.
This is not like make Laken feel good about herself. I mean, if we want to play that game, like, I'm not gonna be mad about it, but
no, I like cookies that are obviously not too crunchy, but still are a little doughy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, the batter is really good. And that's the point of this video. You don't even know this, but I did 1 type of batter 4 ways. So the base of all 4 cookies is the exact same. It was a really simple batter recipe, and I think it's delicious.
Yeah, no, it's a really good batter.
Do you even like snickerdoodles?
Oh, wow.
Oh. Yeah? Good? Wow. Look at that.
Don't get me wrong, chocolate is great.
But really, wow.
But this is, it's just, chocolate can be a little overpowering at times.
Well, I also did milk chocolate instead of semi-sweet, which is kind of what you're supposed to do when you bake chocolate chip cookies, but I didn't listen.
But this is a pretty, I don't know, I think this is a pretty all-around good snickerdoodle.
Wow.
Yeah, good job, baby. So much better than store-bought.
What are you talking about? It is store-bought. Kind of.
Oh.
Like, the base of the batter is cake batter.
No wonder why it's delicious.
Hey!
Cake batter's great.
Yeah, it's cake batter with some stuff in it. All right. Oh, the M&M ones.
No, they're really good. They're all the same cake batter, right?
Yeah. So you don't have to say the same thing about the batter for all the cookies.
Right. Although I do prefer the M&Ms versus the chocolate chip.
Really? Why is that?
I like the crunch.
The crunch, yeah. I get that.
That they give. And an M&M tastes a little different than a Hershey's M&M tastes a little different than a Nestle chocolate chip. Or
I don't
is it
think
Nestle?
Hershey's owns M&M's, Sam. I'm like 99% sure that Hershey's does not own M&M's.
Then who does M&M's?
Mars, maybe? You have the bags right there. Can you see on the back?
Really important. Mars.
It is Mars. See,
Good
it's
call.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not
like
Hershey's.
It's not Hershey's, and yeah, the chocolate chips are not Hershey's either. I mean, last but certainly not least, the confetti cookies.
Confetti cookies.
Yeah, so it's just sprinkles, and I was gonna do like Christmas colors, but Fairway didn't have Christmas sprinkles. So they're kind of just like sugar cookies. You can't really taste all the sprinkles, I don't think, but they're pretty.
They're very pretty. and very delicious.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, which one's your favorite? I made them all, so I can't be offended by your choice. He has to go back for more. Are you ready yet?
Yeah. I have to go to Snickerdoodle.
Wow. I think that's my least favorite. I think I just prefer like sugar and chocolate to cinnamon, but wow.
I just think it's just plain and simple, and you really taste the cake batter so much more. And
there we have it. He likes the Snickerdoodle. I think I still like the chocolate chip the best. To be honest, because I've smuch a small schmitchen.
I mean, you made the chocolate chips and they were delicious. Good job.
I didn't make them.
I know, it was a joke.
Oh my God.